So let's talk about airbrush makeup. Airbrush makeup is different from HD makeup in the technique that it's used. And the most easiest example that I can give you that may be relatable to you is if as a kid, if you've ever dipped your toothbrush in paint and actually spray painted it across to create an image or color something. That's basically what airbrush does. You have your airbrush gun, you load your pigments into it, and you actually spray it onto your skin, and it gives this beautiful even coverage, and it's a very glowy finish too that your airbrush makeup gives. So I'll just show you what I have here. This is my Tem2 airbrush gun, and how this works is, hold on, let me just pin this here. You have these pigments over here. These are the pigments that come with the Tem2 airbrush kit, and you can just here. That's the airbrush gun. This provides a very long-lasting coverage actually, and it is super buildable also. When you select airbrush makeup, just make sure that the person who's doing it has enough experience handling it, because mixing colors depending on your skin tone is a skill that depends purely on the makeup artist that you choose. So I'm just going to show you. If you can see, I put in the pigment into my airbrush gun, right? And I'm going to close that, and I'm going to switch it on. Yeah, so it has different modes. This is on the the pressure is very less, and depending on, yeah, so usually you want to go ahead and keep the I usually use the less pressure one, because you want it to be evenly spread out throughout your face. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you. This is a piece of paper. If you can see, I've just concentrated it in certain areas so you can see the pigment. So that's basically what airbrush makeup is. This is how it's applied onto your skin. And yeah, you can see my hand impression also. So that's the difference between HD makeup and airbrush makeup. You use this device. There is a different device also that is not portable basically. And this is how airbrush makeup is applied. The advantage of airbrush makeup is that basically you get this beautiful even layer on your skin. And it is very flawless, and it's basically pigment being sprayed onto your skin. So it gives this beautiful coverage, and it also lasts for a very long time because it's literally pigment being sprayed onto your skin. And if you set it well, it can last for a very, very long time. And just like HD, one of the common things both have is that it sits beautifully on the skin, and it looks very beautiful, and it moves well with the with the skin too. So I think maybe one of the differences with airbrush makeup is that it lasts slightly bit longer, because there's so much of pigment being deposited onto your skin directly. It's being sprayed onto your skin, and then once you set it, it does tend to last way, way longer than HD makeup. But I believe depending on the kind of coverage that you do with your HD makeup, it's kind of debatable actually in terms of long lasting makeup. It depends on your skin, how good your skin is, and how well makeup sits on your skin also. So with airbrush makeup, one thing is that regardless of what type of skin you have, um, uh, the layers, depending on the layers that goes in, it's going to last that longer. I know a lot of brides come up to me and they're like, they don't want it to look like there's a lot of makeup. They don't want it to look like, it shouldn't look cakey. It shouldn't look like you look very made up. With airbrush, there are chances that maybe you can look like that right when you apply it onto your skin, because your pigmentation and everything gets covered up really fast. So see, right now, if you can see, I have like 50 shades of brown on my skin. When I apply makeup, all my pigments sort of get covered and my face looks a little different. So you do tend to look a little different initially, but this sets in, and it sets in very beautifully. One of the most distinct advantage is that it gives you this beautiful glowy finish, and it does last very long.